Alright, next up after the antique books, we have all of my antique cans and automotive and small engine kind of stuff. Not tool related, but like, you get the point. So, again, left to right, we're going to start over here. So this right here says Golden Rod Dutton Laneson Company, Hastings, Nebraska. USA 1 pint. So it's a little oil can, really cool. Looks pretty awesome. It's not in bad shape. I just think it's pretty dirty, but it's chipped obviously, but it's not bad. I mean, it's enough where you can read it. It's not that worn out. We got two things from Sears. We have premium wheel bearing grease, which is probably still at least half full. It originally had 16 ounces or a whole pound in it. Sears Roebuck and Company, Chicago, Illinois. Simpson, Sears Limited, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Then we have Sears penetrating oil. This is empty. Has the little spout on it. Very nice. 16 fluid ounces, 1 pint. Then we have 3-in-1 motor oil. This has very little left in it, maybe like a quarter left. SAE 20 motor oil, 3-in-1. Special blend for 1/4 horsepower motors or larger, so really tiny stuff. Air conditioners, heaters, garage door motors, some small engine stuff, tools. Of course, the sewing machine had to be down there, household oil and stuff like that. Got the little plug on the top. There is a little bit left in it, but that's not a lot though. Next up, we have some Lawn Boy 2-cycle lubricant. Lawn Boy, the Tough 2-cycle. 8 US fluid ounces, 227 grams. This has not been opened yet, actually. Manufactured Outboard Marine Corporation, Galesburg, Illinois. Now, there's 1972, 1971. Those 2 years are mentioned on this. I don't know if that's how old this is exactly, but if it is, it's in really good shape if that's the case. Very cool. Next up, we have a thing of Gum Out. This thing is actually in pretty good shape too. It's actually in really good shape on the top. It's not even really that rusty. This is also brand new with the original product in it. Carburetor and fuel system cleaner, 12 fluid ounces. The Pennzoil Company, Gum Out Division, Cleveland, Ohio. Add to your gasoline. Next up, we have a can of Marvel Mystery Oil. This is actually empty, but again, it's not in terrible shape. It's a little more dirtier, but it's not too bad. Definitely an amazing product this was. I would say it probably still is. Add to gas and your oil either way. 16 fluid ounces, 1 pint. Top cylinder lubrication. Marvel Oil Company Incorporated, Port Chester, New York. Next up, we have another. Sorry, I cut out the video. Somebody walked in. No big deal. But we have Texaco 50-to-1 right here. Outboard and 2-cycle small engine oil with Royal Guard. SAE 40. Pre-diluted to SAE 20. This is 1 pint. This is also brand new, unopened with the original product still inside of it. Seems pretty thin. Chainsaw, snowmobile, boat engine. Texaco Incorporated, White Plains, New York. Do have some antique spark plugs to show you guys in a minute. Next up, we have probably my nicest looking new old stock thing that has not been opened yet. This is a thing of STP oil treatment. It's probably also the newest thing that I have here. This right here is STP Products Company, Broadway. No, wait, it's Oakland, California. 2000. So it's still 24 years old and it looks super good. Still unopened. Nice old can. Pretty nice. It's the STP oil treatment. Helps protect against engine wear. 15 fluid ounces. There's all the info on the back. Now we have 3 bigger oil cans. These are the cooler ones. We have Quaker State Motor Oil, 1 quart. Then we have Castrol GTX Super Multi-Grade 20W50, 1 quart. Then we have Varcon All Season Motor Oil. This one is a bigger can. I'm not entirely sure how much is in here, but it is a bigger can. I got all 3 of these today for $7 each. There's some information on the back. Distributed in Canada by... I actually don't know how to pronounce that properly. I would probably say like MacLeod or something. I don't really know how to pronounce this word. It's funny. I've seen it before. I just don't know how to pronounce it right. But Stedman Ltd. Don't make fun of me, I swear. I don't know how to pronounce it. Engineered for smaller cars, Castrol GTX. On the back. Then we got the Quaker State Motor Oil, 1 quart. Oh yeah, there's like stuff on the top too I wasn't showing off either. Back to the Varcon. On the top we have, what does it say? I don't even know. Okay, Castrol. Has been opened, as you can see. Oh yeah, all 3 of these right here are all empty. And I think the Quaker State actually rusted out with these small holes in the bottom and it just drained out. Unfortunately, because there's no hole anywhere, so. Quaker State, it's kind of hard to read some of this. Now I got a cool story to tell you guys. I'm going to try to make it quick though. So my late great-grandfather, actually, right down here, Oil City, Pennsylvania, Quaker State Oil Refining Corporation. So my great-grandfather worked at this place called the Continental Can Company, where they actually made these oil cans for stuff like this. Long time ago, he worked there for I believe he worked there for like 50 years or something like that. So he worked there for a while. So there's obviously a very good chance that he actually made this can. There was another Quaker State can that was next to this one that actually had a date printed on the back of it, next to the Quaker State Oil Refining Corporation. Right here said like copyright or at 1981 or something. So I can imagine this is probably close to that same date. So that is definitely really cool. Thought that was really cool. I figured I might as well get this one. It was the better looking one out of all the Quaker State cans, minus the slight rust that's on the bottom. That was the better looking one. So now some of the new old stock spark plugs. We have a Ryobi 610311R spark plug. This one right here, what would this fit exactly? I'm pretty sure this one right here, I could name a couple of random machines. Like if you take any Bohlins, Murray, Troy-Bilt, and Snapper 25cc trimmer, like all the real common trimmers you would see like that, this is the plug that would fit that. Let's see, what else does this count for? I was trying to look to see if there's a cross-reference on the back. I guess there's not. The package is in the worst shape out of all these, unfortunately, because it's been kept like that most of its life, I guess. Next up, we have a really cool one. This is a Briggs & Stratton / Champion Long Life Platinum Spark Plug. It is golden right here. All of this part, like the threads and everything, all that's gold. Really cool. Platinum for easier starting and less plug fouling. This fits all of the flathead models. Anything that's got the flathead, basically, and no overhead valve, this would fit. This is, I think the cross reference for this, I believe, is like the RJ19LM. Yeah, right there. Replaces J19LM and the RJ19LM. Here's some of the information. Gold shell with tin tack coating prevents seizing in the heads. Very interesting. Definitely fancy. I love the diagram. Original. I don't know if that's the original price tag. That might be from somewhere else, but Now we have a second one. This one right here is the Champion CJ8, which, let's see, like the CJ8. I believe a cross reference for this could be like a, I believe an NGK like BPM 8Y is very close to this one. CG8, RCJ, or RC6 JY or something. Like, I get them confused. I get Champions confused mixed more with NGKs. I know the NGK is a little bit better, I think. But this, for example, could fit inside of like a Steel BR 420, like the old box blowers. This could work inside of the old Steel FS 75, 80, and 85 trimmers. Like, I know this is definitely for the older ones, I would imagine, but I'm sure like some of the newer ones could fit it too. Again, I would have to do a little bit of research because I don't know for sure. Next up, we have probably the spark plug I know least about. This is a Champion, I believe. Yes. Oh yeah. It is a H10C. I have no idea what spark plug this goes into, but it does say Tractor written on the side of it, and it has been opened, so I can show you guys a little closer. Again, like I said, Champion H10C. I have no idea what this plug goes to, but it almost looks like it's a longer version of the RJ19LM. So, guess that's that. Let me put it back in its package. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit slowly. Next up, we have a plug. It's actually been taped on here. I just bought it like this. We have the J19LM printed on the bottom. So this was originally like this one right here, but it's actually a RC14YC. So again, this is the back package, so it's obviously the wrong plug. 2001 right there on the bottom, which is pretty cool. An RC14YC, I think, is pretty comparable to like the RC12YC, which is pretty common for all the overhead valve Briggs & Stratton motors. Like if you talk like if you take a 17.5 overhead valve Intech motor, this would probably fit that. Again, I need to check. I know the RC12YC is like the most common. I don't know about the 14YC. Don't know if they're the same. I don't know if the gap is different or if anything down here is different. Now, the CJ8 right here does have a Roman numeral date printed on the back, and I looked this up, and because I don't know Roman numerals that well, but I believe this was yeah, this was 1983 actually, so I thought that was really cool. So there you go. There's all of my antique spark plugs, oil cans, and basically all that stuff, all my fluids. So there you go. This video was definitely way longer than it needed to be, but I just kind of wanted to get into detail about everything. So there you go.